Hi techies, wish you happy new year to everyone. I'm wishing you have good health, happiness and success in this year. And once again wish you happy new year. In this video I'm gonna cover few more SQL interview questions and answers. If you see on my screen, these are the questions I'm gonna explain in this video. The first one is what is the usage of the NVL function? Second one is what is the difference between the having and where statements? Third one is what is the difference between intersect, union, union all, minus and except, and explain with some example. And what are the constraints commonly used in SQL? What is a composite primary key? What is null value? How it is different from zero or blank space? And what is the difference between the delete and truncate statements? What is the difference between drop and truncate statements? So these are the questions I'm going to explain now. Let's go to the answers. What is the usage of the NVL function? Normally, we use NVL function to replace the null values with a default value. This function returns the value of the second parameter if the first parameter which we pass is null. If the first parameter is anything other than null, it will return the first parameter only. This function we use in the Oracle, not in SQL and MySQL. Instead of NVL function, MySQL have if null and SQL Server have is null function. The example you can see here, select NVL of 100, 200 from dual. This returns 100 because first argument is not null, it is 100. And next one is select NVL of null, 200 from dual. This returns 200 because the first argument is null. What is the difference between the having and where statements? Basically, these two statements we use for filtering purpose only, but having works on aggregated data after they are grouped. So once we completed grouping of data using group by clause, after that it checks the condition which we mentioned in the having and filter out the rows. Okay, but where checks each and every row individually. So before grouping only where condition executes. If both statements are present in the query, they appear in the following order. So when we are writing the query, first we write where and then group by and then having. So SQL engine also interprets them in the same order. What is the difference between intersect, union, union all, minus and except? If I have two select statements, so if I perform these operations like union, union, all, intersect and except, then what are the results it's gonna return means if I use union, it returns the records obtained by at least one of two queries excluding duplicates. But if you use union all, it is also same but including duplicates. So it returns all the records. And intersect, it returns the records obtained by both queries. Except normally we call it as a minus in MySQL and Oracle. In some databases we call it as except, but these two operations are same. It returns only the records obtained by first query but not in the second one. Now I'm gonna explain those operations with some example. Let's see here I have two result sets. Set 1 is the first select query result if I executed individually. Same thing if I executed second select query, I got this second result set. So if I use intersect between these two select statements, I got John. This is the common record in set 1 and set 2. And if I use union between these two select statements, then I got all the records of set 1 and set 2 as John, Larry, Mary, Sophie, Angela, and Linda. But here, if you see, John is there in the set 1 and set 2, but it's given only one time, which means if there is the duplicates, only one time it will return the value. And the next one is union all. If we want if we want duplicates also which there in the both result sets, then that time we use the union all. So it is same result set of union, but it will not remove the duplicates. And the next one is minus. If you see set 1, we have John, Larry, Mary, Sophie, and set 2 John, Angela, and Linda. But if we use minus, it just returns the Larry, Mary, Sophie in the first result set, which means it just returns the first result sets of values, which is not there in the second set. So John is there in the second set, so it is not written the John value. It just returns the all the values of set 1 except John because it's there in the set 2. And minus and except are same. Some databases we call it as, we use minus, and some databases we use except. The result set is same. What are the constraints commonly we use in SQL? So as shown on the screen, these are the constraints normally we use in SQL. First one is not null. To ensure the column cannot have a null value, then we use the not null constraint. And the next one is unique. If we want to keep only unique values, not duplicate ones, then we use this constraint. And the next one is primary key. This is a combination of not null and unique. So to identify each row in a table uniquely, we use the primary key constraint. And next one is foreign key. To maintain parent and child relationship between the tables, we use foreign key constraint. And the next one is check. If we want to check any condition based on that the values which satisfy that condition, then we allow that values into our column. Then we use this check constraint. And next one is default. This one is if suppose there is no value for a specified column value, then that time we use this default value. And the next one is create index. Suppose I want to retrieve data very quickly from the database, that time we use this create index on columns. What is the composite primary key? As I said in earlier slide, primary key contains not null values and unique values. That type of column we are going to declare as primary key to identify each record in a table uniquely. So if a single column is not having those type of values like not null values or unique values in our table, any single column is not satisfying that conditions, that time we can declare primary key of a table based on multiple columns if it's possible. Means if you combine the columns, whatever the primary key you declare on multiple columns, those columns, if you combine, it should satisfy the same thing. Like it should not be null and It should contains a unique value to identify each and every record in a table. So that type of primary key, we call it as a composite primary key. The next one is what is null value, how it is different from zero or blank space. Most of the people think null, zero, or blank space, these three are same, but these three are not same. Null value indicates absence of data. If we have null value for a certain cell or certain cell of a table, that indicates there is no data for that cell. But if we have zero means it's some valid numeric value only. It's not indicates the absence of data. And if we have some blank space means it indicates an empty string which is having zero length. So this is also a legal string. It not indicates the absence of data. The next question is what is the difference between the delete and truncate statements? Basically, these two statements we use to delete the rows from a table, but there is a small difference. What is that means? Delete is a reversible DML command, which means if we use rollback, we can recover the deleted data if we use the delete command. But truncate is not like that. It is an irreversible DDL command. Once it's deleted the rows, we cannot recover those using rollback. It's gonna delete all the rows permanently. So, and also in delete, if we specify some where class, we can delete one or more rows which satisfies that condition. But if we use the truncate means, it is gonna delete everything. All the rows from a table. In delete also we can delete all the rows from a table, but if we use where class, then we can delete one or more. If we are not using where class means we can delete all the rows if we are using delete statement. And delete works slower than truncate because delete logs everything, each and every transaction in the logs. But truncate is not like that. It will not log each and every transaction which it deletes. And we cannot use truncate statement for a table which contains a foreign key. The next question is what is the difference between the drop and truncate statements? Basically, drop deletes a table from a database completely, including table structure and all associated constraints and relationships with other tables and access privileges. Everything it's gonna delete. But truncate is not like that. It's just gonna delete all rows from a table without affecting the table structure and constraints. It just deletes the records. Drop works slower than truncate. As you know, drop has so many things to do. Once it's deleted the data, all rows from a table, it has to delete the table structure and associate constraints, relationships, and access privileges, everything it has to drop. But truncate is just gonna do one thing, it's just gonna delete all the rows from a table without affecting the table structure. So, as compared to drop, truncate is lesser work, so truncate is more faster than drop. Both are irreversible DDL commands, which means we cannot reverse these commands once we executed using rollback also.
Hi techies, in this video I'm just going to explain few more SQL queries which are very very important for SQL interview as well as Informatica interview. So let's start. If you see my screen, I have source table data like this. This is order table. In that I have order number, line number, item, amount. These are my fields. So these are my columns. In that I have our data. So I have total 6 records. Okay. If you see below output, like second one, second result set. So this is our output. We need to write a query to get this output like this. Okay. And in this, if you check the fields which are like columns which we have in the output query, output result set. We have order number, line number, item, amount, and amount underscore sum. So till amount, these columns is same, okay, and data also same. Just extra column we have to add amount sum with some logic. So the logic is, if you clearly observe the data, so based on the order number, they are summing the amount. Okay, so if the order number, if you take first three records which is having same order number, so line number is different, but order number is same, and items whatever they brought in that particular order, that is, and amount, if you say the purchase amount 200, 2110. So if you sum these three amounts for that particular order number 101, will get 2310 as a sum. Okay, we have to display that sum for those three records which is having 101 as order number. So, like that, we have to write a logic. If you take 102, we have two records. In that 120, 420 is the amount for those two records. We have to sum up and we have to display in amount sum column for that particular two records. And 103, we have only one record, and that is having 500 amount. So that 500 we have to display amount sum. So this is the logic. I'm just going to write a query to get this output result set. Okay. So this is my order table. If you see on my screen, this is my order table in MySQL which I have created before this video start. Okay. And now I'm just going to query on this. Okay. To get the expected output result, like select start, comma. We have to get amount sum, right? So amount sum. Okay. This is extra port. So now for this, I have to write the logic. So I'm just using analytical function sum, okay? Sum of amount over. So I'm just using here partition by, because we need to use order, right? Based on the order we are doing amount. So partition by order number I'm just giving, okay? This order number I'm just copying and pasting here, and okay, this one I'm just giving as amount sum from, what is the table, order one. Okay, so if you see the data output result, this is extra. So whatever as expected, this amount sum we got, like based on the order number, is just sum of the amount. So first three records is just sum up, and it is given 2310 because order number is same. And second, I mean 102 records for 10 order number, it's sum up the amounts 120, 420, and it's just given 540. Same for third record, it's just only one record, 500, 500. I have a source table data like this. So this is my customer table. In this, I have customer ID, customer name, phone number, and email. Okay. So in this, I have to get extra contact number, customer ID, and customer name from source table. This is my output. Okay. How we get this output, we have to write, one select statement for getting this output result. But first of all, you have to understand what is the logic behind customer contact. So customer ID, customer name, I'm just giving in the select because as it is from source table. But customer contact, if you see phone number, so first two records I got phone number, but third record I just got email ID because phone number is not there. It's a null. So that's why I'm displaying email in the customer contact. And fourth record, if you see, both are nulls. Phone number is null. So it's going to check email. Email also null. So it's just displayed null. So first it is going to return not null value of phone number or email. First phone number we are going to check. If it's null means we are going to check email. Then if it's not null means we are going to display. If it's that is also null means we are going to display null. Now I'm going to write a query to get this output. Okay. If you see my screen, I have customer table like this. In this, I have customer ID, customer name, phone number, and email. Okay. As it is, whatever I explained, same data I've kept here. Whatever I showed in the previous screen, same data I just kept in the customer table. So I'm just going to write a select query for this to get customer contact extra port. Okay. So select cust ID, comma, customer name, cust underscore name. Okay, now I just required another new field, not phone number or email, contact, customer contact I required. So for this I'm going to use coalesce function. I don't know how many of you know this function. So coalesce function I'm just going to use here, which is this function usage is like it just going to give first not null value. Okay, so I'm just passing phone number. We can pass any number of columns here, but it's just going to return first not null value for that particular record. Okay, so I'm just giving email here as I'm just giving customer contact from customer table. So if you see data as it is, whatever we expected, same like that is just displayed. So phone number for first two records is just displayed phone number because it's the first not null value. Because in the order when whatever order we passed here, in that same order it's going to check. It's just going to check phone number first. If it's not null means it's just going to display that phone number, and if it's null, if you check for third record it's null, phone number is null, then it's just going to check email. If it's not null means it's just going to return this email address. Yes, third record if you see contact customer contact, it just return the email. And fourth record it just checks first phone number, it's null, and just going to check email, then it is also null. Then it's just going to give null value only because all the values which we passed here all are nulls. That's why it's just going to return null. So this is the logic for this. Okay. The next scenario is like this. I have a customer address table. In this, I have ID, state, and district. And I have to update state column wherever I got shortcut form of AP. Like AP, if you see this table, you understood. So AP, wherever I got, then in the output, I have to show as Andhra Pradesh the full name of AP. I have to give, I mean I have to do this on table data. So update we have to perform on this table data to get like this, like wherever we have AP we need to replace with Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so if you see my screen I have customer address. Okay, cust underscore address, this is my table. So in this I have inserted the data whatever I explained earlier. So for this I'm just going to write the update statement now to replace the AP with Andhra Pradesh full name. So update, here we have to give the table name cust address. Okay, and then I have to use set command because we are doing update for that particular column. I'm just using set command. Here we have to mention the column name. So set state equals to, and here I'm using replace function. Okay, replace function. I'm just going to pass state column here wherever we find AP. So the string we have to give, and I'm going to change with Andhra Pradesh. Okay, full name I have to give here. Okay, so this is all now existing name. Okay, existing string I'm just going to replace with Andhra Pradesh new string. Okay, wherever we find AP in that particular column, state is just going to replace with this. So if you see change rows are 3. Okay, now I'm going to write select query. Okay, to check the data. So wherever we find we have AP just replaced with Andhra Pradesh full name. So this is the usage of replace function, and we can use this replace even in the select also if we want to give same output but without updating the data. Just in select we want to give this output, then we can use this replace function in the select. Okay. The next scenario is, if you see, I have source table data like this. I have website name and ranking. In this, I have a complete website name like www.google.com like this. I have, okay, in ranking is I'm just giving ranking for that websites. This is worldwide ranking for that particular websites I'm maintaining in the ranking section. Okay, ranking column. So I have to get below output. If you see in the output second result set, I have website name, but I don't want complete name, just this www dot, and in the end we have .com, right? We have to remove this and just we have to display only Google, Facebook, YouTube like this before and after we have to remove, before dot and after dot we have to remove everything. Just we have to give uh, short names Google, Facebook, and YouTube, not full lengthy names. Okay, full length names of website. So I'm just going to write a select query for this to get output like this. If you see my screen, I have already created website rankings table. So in this, I have website name, ranking. These are my columns in that. So I'm just going to write a select query because data is same as it is whatever I explained earlier. Same data, I just kept it here. So I'm just using select query now to get our expected output. So in this, I'm just using substring index. This is one of the function in SQL. Okay, so I'm just using substring index. Here I'm just passing website name. So and then I'm just giving some string here, just I'm giving dot. Okay, and position I'm just mentioned like occurrence. Sorry, it's not position, occurrence. We have to either first occurrence or second occurrence. I'm just giving here -2 because minus indicates like from last onwards it's going to check reverse order. Okay, so -2 means second position of this dot, which means if you see here ww, after that we have dot, right? So till here it's just going to give, I mean, from here it's just going to give google.com. Okay, it's just going to search from reverse order. First it just going to check this first dot after Google we have dot, right? This first dot, and it just going to skip because we have given two, right? So second occurrence after www dot we got, right? So before Google, from last it just going to check. Okay, so from here onwards, whatever there, okay, this dot onwards, whatever there, that data it's just going to give. So google.com we are going to get. Okay, I'm just not writing complete logic now itself. Okay, I'm just going to show you what output we are getting for this function. Okay, so ranking I'm just giving from particular table website rankings. Okay, so if you see we got google.com, facebook.com, youtube.com. If we give -2 like this. Okay, now I'm just going to write another substring index for this same. Okay, select logic, but now I'm just passing this entire substring index to the another substring index function. I'm just nesting up. Okay, index of Instead of column name, I'm just passing this entire logic so that we are indirectly passing this whatever we got this website name in the output, that google.com, facebook.com, youtube.com. This data we are passing to the output of outer substring index. Okay, now I'm just using here again dot. Okay, dot I'm using, and now again we have to give the occurrence. This time I'm just giving one, so from starting onwards it's just going to check where dot is there. So google, after google we have dot com, so from starting onwards it's just from first position onwards it's just going to take the string before till before that dot. Okay, so we are going to get google now, the logic. This is the logic. Okay, so if you see data output, whatever we expected, same thing we got. So there is no www dot, there is no dot com. Okay, everything we have removed, just website name we just given, not full name, just shortcut. Okay, if you see on my screen, I have a source table data. This is my employee table. So in this employee table, I have employee ID, employee name, department and ID and hire date. So these are my columns, and in this I have hire date, right? This hire date is like for the first record, when he has joined, when they hired. Okay, that date is just given, mentioned in the hire date. Okay, suppose Venkatesh has joined on 2023 12, 11 and 21 in the department 12, department ID is 12. Okay, for him, like this we have data in the employee table. Now I have to get the output as below. If you see second result set, I have employee ID, employee name, department and ID and hire date. This four columns is same as source table data, so just we have to get this four columns from source data. And next, if you see next hire date, I have previous hire date, I have these two columns. We have to write the logic. And if you check the data is not in the order of source table data. All the records we have, but it's just ordered on department ID. If you check, department ID is in ascending order, and higher date also is there in the ascending order. Okay, so what we have to do means, first of all we have to do partition on department ID, and higher date we have to give on a ascending order. And if you check next higher date, because why we are doing this partitioning means, if you check this next higher date, in this next higher date, I'm just taking this next higher date and previous higher date based upon the department ID. Okay, not based upon the higher date, just based upon the department ID and higher date. Why means higher date I need ascending order, because to get the next higher date, and previous higher date also I need in ascending order to get the previous higher date. So higher date, that's why we have done on a ascending order. And department ID, if suppose I have four records in this department ID 11, right? So in this, Srinu is the first person who has joined in that department, because it's year of 2009, 10, 14. He has joined. After that, Veena has joined 2021, 01, 02. Okay. So in next hire date, I just required when next hiring has happened after Srinu. So Veena has joined after that Srinu 2021 01 02. So that is we have to mention in the next hire date. And previous hire date for Srinu is no previous hiring was happened, because he is the first person in that particular department 11, so that we have given NA not applicable. Okay, same like that in the second record, Veena, for that particular department 11, she has joined in the 2021 01 02. So we have to give next hiring for for her. So after Veena, Kirti has joined in the 2020 to 0121. So the next hire date we have to mention Kirti's joining date, hire date. Okay. And after the previous hire date, we have to mention Shrinu hire date. Okay. Previously, before of Veena, Shrinu has joined. So we have to mention the previous hire date of the Veena. So here's the Shrinu. Okay, Shrinu hired it. We have mentioned same like that. If you check fourth record of 11 Vijay, so that is the last record. That is the last person who has hired for that department 11. So that if you check here, next hire date is Anya because after Vijay there is no person has joined in that particular department. And previous hire date is already we have Kirti, right? So that her hire date we have mentioned in the previous hire date. Now, if you check this fifth record, Surya, we have Surya Venkatesh. These two records is belongs to the department ID 12. So again we have started. So next hire date of Surya we have because Venkatesh record is there. He joined after Surya. That one we have given. Previous hire date we have given Enya because Surya before there is no hiring for that particular department. So he is the first person we have given previous hire date as Enya. So same like that Venkatesh also for him there is previous hire date but next hire date is not there because these two persons is joined in department 12. So according to department ID I'm just partitioning, right? So we just want to uh, get the data according to the department ID, department like who has joined previous and the next in that particular department we have to get. And the last person if you take Ansuya, in this Ansurya, the department ID is 13. She is only the one person who is working in the particular department ID 13. So that her hire date we have given as hire date we have 2019 she joined, okay, but next hire date nothing and not applicable because only one person after that hiring has stopped for that particular department. So previous hire date also Anya because she is the only one working in that particular department 13. Okay, so this is my output. Okay, I have to get this output. I need to write one select query. So this is one of the most important Informatica SQL interview question for Informatica developers. This is one of the most important interview question because mostly interview are going to touch the analytical functions. So in that lead and lag are very important. So this output we have to get means we have to use and lead lag functions. Okay, I'm just going to write a query to get this output very quickly. Okay, if you see my screen, I have select star from employee. This is my query. Already I have created employee table. Okay. So here I have employee table with the same data, whatever I explained in the earlier side. I have just inserted same data in this employee table. Now I'm just going to write a select query for our output. So just I'm just giving star here because all the columns we required in this employee table. And then I'm just using lead function here. Lead is one of the analytical function in SQL, so I'm using lead function and I'm just passing higher date. Okay, higher date comma uh, 1 because just next to that record I require for next higher date I'm writing this logic. Next record higher date I required, right? So just 1 I'm giving one step. And NA, and NA is like if there is no next record then it just going to give NA not applicable. And here I'm just using over partition by department ID and then order by higher date in ascending order. Okay, as next hire date. This is my field name. I want like this. Okay, and now I'm just going to use lag function. This is completely vice versa to lead function. So I'm just using higher data here also, and one I'm just passing because just previous record we required, and NA. Okay, and over partition by department ID. Okay, and order by higher date in ascending order. Okay, now I'm just giving as previous hire date from employee table. So we have selected all the columns, and for next hire date, this is the logic lead function I have used. And based on department ID, we are partitioning and order by hire date in ascending order because we required hire date in ascending order. That's because we have to give the next hire date and previous hire date based on order, right? So this is what for lag also. Next column is previous hire date. This is the logic lag I used. So this is going to give the previous record. So I'm just passing hire date. Okay. Here also same, we are just done partitioning on department ID and order by hire date in ascending order. So now I'm just querying this. Enter if you see data, same as is whatever I explained earlier, same data we got as an output. So next hire date, previous hire date, if there is no data, it's just displaying NA. Okay. So I think everyone understood. If you have any doubts, please mention in the comments. Hi techies, in this video I'm just going to explain few more SQL queries which are very important for SQL interview as well as Informatica interview. So let's start. If you see my screen, I have a source table like this. I have an employee table, and in this I have employee name, department ID and hire date. These are my columns in the employee table, but my first question is like this: write an SQL query to retrieve all records from an employee table. And this question may ask like this also: write an SQL query to retrieve alternate records from an employee table. Okay, so if you see my expected result set, this is I have to write an SQL query to get result like this second one. So in this I have employee ID, uh, employee name and department ID hired it, all columns which are there in the employee table I have to retrieve. But if you take the records, I have only four records in the my result set because I have to take only odd records from the employee table. Odd records means if you take employee ID 1002, this is my first record in the employee table, and 1001 third record, 1005 it's a fifth record in employee table, 1008 it's seventh record, 1357 this is the order. So this order of sequence is nothing but it's odd, right? So based on the existing order in the employee table, on that particular order we need to calculate the that record is odd record or even record. We are not going to change order of this employee table based on any field by sorting. Only whatever we have same order we are going to follow. Okay, so if you see my screen, I have an employee table like this. Okay, I already created an employee table. Whatever I explained earlier, same as it is, I just created in this my MySQL database. Now I'm just going to write a select query to get the odd records. Okay, so I'm just going to write a select EMP ID and employee name and department ID. So I required these columns hire date in my output result because I'm just going to write another subquery. That's why I'm just specifically mentioning the names, I mean column names here. And now I'm just going to write here another select query, select a star, and row row number I'm using to get this sequence of these records. Okay, here this is one of the analytical function in MySQL. So I'm just using over order by. Actually, we have to give something here because it's, in row number we have to mention something to satisfy the syntactic thing. So I'm just giving here select null. I don't want to change the order of the employee table records. Okay, I'm just giving select null so that it's just going to satisfy the syntactic functionality of this row number, but it's not going to, change the order. There is no impact on the order of sequence. Now I'm taking this row number as sequence. Okay, so SEQ I'm just giving, and now I'm just taking this total select query as some name, but before that I just mentioned this employee table. So I'm just giving some alias for this select subquery. Okay, now I'm just going to use here where condition. Already we calculated, I mean we are getting row number from the inner query, so that I'm just going to mention this in the where condition, the logic of order even. So we can use rn, sorry, sequence. This is our um, row number, right? Okay, so sequence divided by 2 equals to 1. That is the odd logic. Then enter. So we got the result as it is. Okay, whatever I have explained, same data we got in the output. 1002 first record, 1001 third record, 1005 fifth record, 1008 seventh record. Like this we got, you know as it is, odd records, whatever data in the sequence, whatever the sequence in the employee table, in that same order, in that same sequence, we got the odd records. Now there is another way here. So instead of sequence even we can use here, sorry, instead of percentage we can use here mod also. Okay, so mod of sequence, the column we have to pass, and divided by 2, right? So just comma 2 if we give, then this will also work. And if you want even, then here instead of 1 we have to give 0, so we'll get even records. Okay, but I'm just going to give here 1 only. But now I'm just going to give here, instead of select null, I'm just going to use just null. Okay, so we got as it is the data. So this is also another way. So, and another way also there, like from MySQL 8.0 version, all 8.0 version onwards, we got another thing like this also. Like if we are not going to give anything in the over also, it's just going to take. Okay, okay, this is only after MySQL 8.0 version onwards we got this type of syntactic. Okay, if we are not giving any order by also, the row number is going to execute. Okay, the next question is, what is the difference between the rank and dense rank in SQL? If you see my screen, I already created one salary table. In this I have employee ID, employee name, salary. These are my columns for this salary table. Now I am just going to apply rank on salary. in descending order because I need highest salary as first rank. Okay, we'll see first rank function and then we'll go for dense rank. We'll see what is the difference between the rank and dense rank. Okay, first I'm just applying rank analytical function on, salary, order by salary. I'm not taking any partition by, just I'm going to take order by on salary in descending order. Okay, I'm just giving rank as RN. This is my alias name for the rank, and from salary. So if you see rank function, sorry, rank column. So the highest salary is 79,000. It is given first rank. Shiva is the person who is having highest salary. Okay, who is the highest employee salary is Shiva, and he is having 79,000. This is the first rank, and then Karthik, Shiva, Shravan, these three people have second highest salary, 28,000. That's why it's just given rank as 2 for these three members. And if you see Kirti, this is third highest, but here if you see rank, it just given 5 because we got two second rank, we have repeated records, right? So two times we have repeated records for the second rank. That's why it just skipped two sequence in the rank, and it just skipped 3 4 and it just given 5. And Sai, as it is, because as it is the lowest salary, that's why it just given 6. We don't have any repeated records for Kirti, the I mean sorry, salary 21,000. That's why it just given 6 in the sequence. Okay, now I'm going to apply dense rank for this. Okay, instead of rank I'm just using dense rank function. We'll see what is the difference. So if you see rank, I have here 1 2 2 2, which is same as it is, earlier. Now, from Kirti record, it just given 3. Rank is 3. Okay, for 1001 employee ID. And earlier, if you take rank function, it just given 5. It just skipped the ranks, but here, dense rank, it is not skipped any rank. In the sequence only, it just given. If any repeated number of ranks we have, it is not going to skip that. It's just given in the sequence. And if you see Sai, as it is, it just given 4. Okay, after 3 we got 4, right? And this is the what difference between the rank and dense rank.
The next question is write a select query to get third highest salary from salary table.
So I have already salary table like this. Okay, on this I'm just going to write a select query to get third highest salary. And I'm just selecting here salary only. I don't require all the fields. Okay, just I'm using here from, and I'm just using here select star. This is inner query, and I'm just using dense rank. Okay, over order by salary, DESC, descending order, and as alias I'm just giving with some R. Okay, from salary. Okay, just I'm giving some alias as some will give salary 1. Okay, just alias for this inner query. And now I'm just giving here where condition, and in where condition I'm using R equals to 3. So this is how to write a select query to get the third highest. If you check the employee table, first highest is 79,000, and then we have second highest 28,000, and then third highest is 21,000. So we got third highest salary, right? Yeah. The next question is write an SQL query to display numbers from 1 to 100. Okay. So in Oracle we have level. So select level from dual connect by level less than or equals to 100. If you write this query in Oracle, then we'll get 1 to 100 numbers. Okay. We can display 1 to 100 numbers. But this level is not there in MySQL. So I'm just going to use recursive CTU to display this 1 to 100 numbers. I'll show you how to write the query in MySQL to get 1 to 100 numbers. Okay. So now I'm going to write MySQL query to display 1 to 100 numbers. Okay. For this, I'm using recursive CTE. So I'm just creating recursive CTE. So I'm just taking number here. Okay. And I'm just writing as, okay, this is now body. Okay, now I'm writing body. Select one union all. This is first select. Okay, it just returns one union all, and I'm writing another select here, just one plus number I'm using, and from CTE. Okay, this is a recursive case. Okay, this is going to be execute till number is less than 100. Okay, so for every time it's just going to increment one for previous value. So we'll get if suppose the number is 100, means it's just going to end, recursive execution is going to end till that it's just going to execute that many times. Here we are giving number less than 100, right? Based on this condition, it's just going to execute. If it's satisfied, just execute, or if it's not satisfied, means it just come out from the loop. Okay, recursive calling. Now here I'm just going to I mean complete this recursive statement, recursive CTE. Now I'm just going to just call this CTE. So I'm just taking number, okay, number from CTE. And here I'm just doing order by, because we need to display 1 to 100 in order, right? Just I'm taking order by number. Okay, let's see. Okay, if you see my screen, I got 1 to 100 numbers, right? The next query is write an SQL query to print the below pattern. If you see my screen, I have a pattern like this. In this, my first row contains 1 star, and second row contains 2 stars, third row 3 stars, fourth row 4 stars, and fifth row 5 stars. Like this, we have to print the pattern. We have to display the pattern using select SQL query. Okay. So I'm going to write my SQL query here for printing that pattern, to display that pattern. Okay, so first I'm taking here recursive CTE. Okay, and here's again number I'm taking. This logic is same as it is whatever I explained in earlier. Okay, to print 1 to 100 numbers. And here I'm just taking as, and here I'm just taking select one union all. I hope you remember this logic. I'm not going to explain again. Okay. Select, here we have to mention one place number. Okay. I'm just going to use from CT because it's recursive, and here I'm just keeping where, and here just I'm going to use here number less than or equals to 4. Okay, or you can give less than 5 also, but I'm just going to give less than or equals to 4. And now here I'm just going to end this, and I'm writing select to call this number, but here I'm just using lpad function, and I'm just passing string star, and here I'm just using number, how many, I mean this is length, okay, and then I'm just passing star again, this is pad, okay. Now I'm just going to use from CT, okay. See, so like this we have to write the logic, okay. I just use the recursive CT for printing the numbers, sorry, for getting the numbers 1 to 5, and after that I just use that number in lpad, so length, I'm just passing number. So this lpad, here we are passing first argument as a star, so this is a string, okay. For this string, it's just going to append the third argument like string, again we are passing if this number is less than the length of the first string, okay. Number here is nothing but its length of its length, okay. So the first string, like first argument we are passing star, right? So the size is 1, okay, length is 1, okay. This is less than this number, then it's just going to append how many times it's less than this, okay. That many positions in left side is just going to add the third argument, okay, the third string or character whatever we are passing in the third argument of lpad. So in the first row, so the number which is coming from the recursive CT is 1, okay. That time this star length is 1, right? The first argument length is 1, 1 is matching with the 1, okay, length. So it's not going to append the star as it is, it's just going to print the first argument. And if you take second row, at that time number is 2, so it's just going to increment from CTE, okay, just number is 2. And that time the length of the first argument star is 1, and number here the length is 2, okay. So 1 is less than 2, right? So how many numbers? 1, okay, the difference is 1, okay. So now the one position left side is just going to append the third argument, that is star, okay. That's why we got 2 stars. And the third row, again the number is 3, so first one is 1 only length, okay. First string 1 only length, 1 is less than 3, and the difference is 2, lengthwise the difference is 2, okay. So 2 stars is just going to pad left side, okay. That is the logic behind here, like this it will continue till 5 rows, okay. The next query is write an SQL query to print the below pattern, okay. So if you see here, pattern is like this, we have one, first row is having 1, second row is 2 2, third row is 3 3 3, fourth row is 4 4 4 4 4, so we have, okay, like this till 5 rows we have to print the pattern, okay. I'm just going to write my SQL query for this same query, now I'm going to use for this also, but little bit change, okay. I'm just going to paste the same query, but here instead of star, I'm just going to assign number as a first argument. Okay. Actually, my system is little bit slow. Okay. It just became little bit slow now, only slow. Okay. Mm, it's reacting after some time. So this is the pattern. Okay. So we got it right as expected, this pattern. Just instead of stars, I'm just sending number here, here also number. So we got this pattern. You understood the logic, right? So this is the query. Okay. Thank you for watching. Hi techies, in this video I'm gonna cover few more SQL interview questions. So basically I'm just going to explain this on taking two tables here in my database. If you see, I have two tables. One is employee table and another one is employee salary table. Based on this table, I'm going to explain the SQL queries. Okay. The first question is to fetch all the employees who are not working on any project. You see on my screen, I have EMP salary table that is having project one of the column right here. The value is whatever null uh, that employee ID is not assigned to the any project, right? So 3 to 4 is an employee ID. The person who is having 3 to 4 employee ID, that person is having empty value for under project column. So the value is empty. That's why he is not assigned to any project. He is not working in any project. So I have to fetch the all the details which are there in the employee table for this particular employee ID by joining with employee ID, right? So I'm going to write a query to get the 3 to 4 employee ID because he is only the person who is not working in any project. Okay. So I'm going to use employee star because whatever the columns there in the employee, all columns I need because all the details of the employee I required here. So I'm going to use select employee star from employee table and EMP salary table because I'm going to join with employee ID where employee dot EMP ID equals to EMP salary dot EMP ID. So I just joined with employee ID and I'm just checking project is empty. Okay. So this is the query for getting the employee details of the employee who is not working on any project. The next question is write an SQL query to fetch employee full names having a salary greater than or equals to 1 lakh and less than or equals to 3 lakhs. So if you see on my screen, I have EMP salary. In that I have a salary column and full name is there in the employee table. So first I'm going to fetch the employee IDs who are between salary range 1 lakh and 3 lakh. So I'm going to use between operator to get the salary range. So select a EMP ID. Okay. EMP ID from EMP salary where salary between 1 lakh and 3 lakh. Okay. So this between operator is going to check like uh, the salary is greater than or equals to 1 lakh and less than or equals to 3 lakh. Like this, it will check this operator. So I'm just going to see the employee IDs who are having salary range between 1 lakh and 3 lakh. So I got a 320 employee ID, 323 it's having 3 lakhs and 324 it's having 2 lakhs. Okay. Now I'm going to write one more query like select employee full name, right? We have to get yes full name. So full name from employee table where and also where I'm just going to use, we can use either join or we can use inner query. So I'm going to use inner query. So employee, so where employee ID in this above select query, I'm going to keep in between here in this brackets. Okay. So if you see this 320, whatever we are getting here, the employee ID 320, 323, and 324. So if we take 320, yes, full name is Kirti Madaneni, 323 Vijay Muppala, and 324 Venkatesh Muppala. Okay. The next question is write an SQL query to fetch all the employee details from the employee table who joined in the year 2013. So I have first table as employee, right? So here I have DOJ. This is date of joining. So in this field, we are having the values when the employees has joined in the organization. So from this field, we have to set the condition as date of joining year as 2013, and the the employees who joined in this year 2013, that employees we have to display, right? So I'm writing a query for this. So select the star from employee. All the details we have to display from the employee table. That's why I kept star, and where year we have right year. This will give year of the date. So I'm just passing DOJ as field. So 2013 I'm setting here. So if you see here 2013, only two people has joined, Karthik and Kirti, whose employed IDs are 201 and 320. If you see here, yeah, 2013, they both have joined. So we have displayed here all the employee details who joined at 2013 year. The next question is write an SQL query to fetch the project-wise count of employees sorted by project count in descending order. So if you see on my screen, I have EMP salary there in the table. I have a project column. So I'm going to do group by on project and count on EMP ID, and descending order. I'm going to take it in having clause on employee ID count. So I'm going to write a query for this. Select project and count of EMP ID. Okay. From EMP salary, where, sorry, group by project, order by EMP. Count of EMP ID we have to take. So I'm taking alias here as EMP count. Okay. Just I'm taking alias for this count so that I'll use this in order by EMP count. Okay. And in descending order, I'm just going to do, because in the question they asked in descending order. So we have to give DESE in MySQL. So if you see Based on the project count, it's just given descending order 211. So, and project wise, how many employees are there in the organization is just given here. So P1 project is having 2 employees, P3 project is having 1 employee, and 1 employee is on bench because it's not assigned any project, and P2 project is having 1 employee. Likewise, it's displayed here. The next question is write a query to fetch only the first name from the full name column of the employee table. So if you see on my screen, I have an employee table there. I have full name column. From here. I need to get the only first name. So I have both first name and last name. In between we have space. So this space is our delimiter. So I'm going to write a query to get only the first name now. So I have a mid function in MySQL. It's equivalent to the substring in SQL Server. So mid, I'm passing full name column, and there I'm just giving starting position as 1 for my substring, and end position is space we have to give. So space how we'll get I'm going to use locate function. So index space index I'm just going to get so locate space I'm passing and full name. This locate function is equivalent to the char index function in SQL Server. So in MySQL I'm using locate function. So from EMP employee table, right? So So we got it right, only the first names from the full name, right? So this is the function you understood, right? The next question is write an SQL query to fetch all the employees who are also managers from the employee table. So if you carefully observe this employee table, we have two columns. One is employee ID and another one is manager ID. So the employee ID, which is 320, is a manager because it's existed in the manager ID column also. So if you see 320 is our first record for 201 employee, he is the manager. Okay, 320. And this 320 again we have in the employee ID as a second record. So he is the Kirti Madireni is the manager for Karthik Koi. But what we required as per the question means the employees who all are managers. So those employees we have to show. Okay, we have to display. Now I'm going to write a query to get the employees who all are the managers. So select star, not star, even dot star I'm taking because I'm going to give an alias for employee table. So from employee E1, okay, and I'm going to take another alias for employee table, same table. I'm going to do self join, okay. So here I'm going to take E2. So two aliases for the same table E1 and E2, where E1 dot employee ID EMP ID equals to E2 dot manager ID. Okay, so this employee ID is existed in the manager ID column. Then we are going to get those details, right? Yes. So if you see, we got a 320. He is the manager, he is the employee and also manager. So we got like this. The next question is write an SQL query to show one row twice in results from employee table. So if you clearly observe my employee table, I have total 5 records. So each record has to display twice. So I'm going to get 10 records for this. So I'm just going to write a query for getting the twice, every record twice. So select star from employee E1 union all. I'm using for getting every record twice. So same table I'm just doing union all again. Okay, employee E2, and I'm just using order by on employee ID in ascending order. So if you see 201 we got twice, 320 we got twice, 321 we got twice. So every record we got twice. The next question is write a query to create a new table whose data and structure are copied from existing employee table. So I have employee table, right? For this employee table, I'm just going to create another duplicate table, same as it is like employee with the same structure and the same data. Okay. So how I'm going to create means create table. I'm just going to give some and another name employee new. Okay. This is my new table name employee new, and as select star from employee. So already existing table I'm just copying to another table with the structure and data, everything it's going to create. Okay, so it's created. Just I'm going to check select star from employee new. Okay, so yeah, this table is same as it is like employee table. If you see above, same as it is the structure, it means the columns everything is same, data is same. So the next question is write a query to create a new table whose structure is copied from existing employee table and do not copy any data from employee table. So I'm going to create another new table employee 3 from employee table, but only structure this time I'm going to copy. I'm not going to copy any data from the existing employee table. So how we can write the query is select star from employee where 1 equals to 0. In front of this we need to create a table, right? So create table employee 3 as select star from employee where 1 equals to 0. If we keep this condition, then it will not copy any data. Okay, so I'm just going to check this structure of employee 3. Okay, so this is the same structure of employee. I'm just going to show employee structure also. Okay, so if you see employee 3 structure is same as it is of employee structure existing table, this one employee. Okay, so employee ID, full name, manager ID, dog, city, all the fields is just copied. Now I'm going to check is there any data in new table. Okay, select star from employee 3, right? See, there is empty set. We got empty set. There is no data. So in employee 3, there is no data copied from employee table, just only structure it has copied. Hi techies, in this video I'm just going to explain group concat function in MySQL. So this is very important MySQL function. I got 2 to 3 questions on this function. in today's interview. So I have given one interview today. So in that I got two questions on this group concat function, some scenario based questions. So I'm just going to explain today, and I'm just going to connect to the MySQL. Okay. It's I connected to the MySQL. I'm just going to use database as Kirti. I'm just connecting to this database. This database has changed, and I'm just going to use show tables. I'm just going to see what are the tables I have. Yes, we have these many tables. I'm just going to select employee table. Okay. So I have an employee table here. So I have employee ID, full name, manager ID, divorce, the date of joining, and city. These are the columns I have. So my requirement is now full name. We have full name, right? All the values in this full name column has to show side by side in a single row, in a single column. Okay. So that is my requirement, and we have to separate these values with comma. So delimiter is comma. So I'm just going to write a query for this to fetch like that. Group concat, we have a function. So we can use this one for doing this. I'm just passing full name. This is the syntax. First column name we have to pass, and separator I'm just giving as separator. So I'm just giving separate with this separator. So just comma, I'm just passing as a separator. Okay, this is the syntax. From just I'm giving as all names. Okay, this is my field name, and from I'm using employee table, right? So like this we have to write. So if you see all full names, it's just given in this all names field, and in side by side in a single row, not multiple rows, in a single row side by side, just separating with comma. Okay, and I have another requirement now. So like this only we have to display, but along with this full name I have to append employee ID and city. Okay, and every row we have to separate with um, delimiter as colon, semicolon, and this column values, I mean, this employee ID and full name and this city we have to separate with delimiter, comma. So this is my requirement. How we can write the query is, so group concat. Okay, this is our main function, and in this we have to use again concat function. So concat of employee ID, comma, not yes, comma, and we have to give hyphen, right, as a delimiter. So we have to append in middle of employee ID full name hyphen, and again passing full name. So I'm just have to give here comma, again full name, and then I'm just giving comma again, and I'm just giving again hyphen and comma, and I'm giving city here. Okay, so this is concat function, and I'm closing concat function, and then I'm just giving separator for our group concat as above. So that is our, you know, syntax. So just instead of full name, I'm just passing this concat function. It just concat the employee ID and full name and city, just delimiter as hyphen. So here for our row, we have to, a row separator is semicolon. We have to give semicolon here, right? For group concat. Okay. So yeah, from I just forget. First of all, we'll give for this field name as some name as employee ID. Okay. Full name, city. Okay. Like this, I'm just giving column name. I'm just defining a column name, and now I'm using from. Okay. In this, I'm just giving employee. Right. So this is as expected. I got the result. If you see here, employee ID, okay, full name and city. This is our named field, okay. And you see data 201 employee ID hyphen Karthik Koi full name and hyphen Hyderabad, right? And separated with semicolon. Again, it starts second row 320 Kirti Madineni and hyphen again Bangalore semicolon, okay. And again next row, like this it just displayed here in a single row, in a single column, right? So this is the usage of group concat function in MySQL. So we have in other databases, we can use list AGC function. So that is another function we have. It will work same like group concat function. So in MySQL we have this function instead of that. Okay. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any doubts, please mention in the comments.
Hi techies, in this video I am going to cover few SQL join scenarios which are most important for Informatica interview. Now let's coming to the topic. I have a table test 1 and with the values 1, 2, 3, and also again I have inserted another value as 1, and next I have created the table test 2. So in this I have inserted the values 1, 2, 4. Now just check the data in test 1 table. So the data is 1, 2, 3, 1 as I said, and for test 2 I have values 1, 2, 4. Now let's getting to the topic. I have a table test 1, right? So in this I have the duplicate record. The last one 1 is the duplicate record, and in test 2 I have 1, 2, 4, so there is no duplicate records. So if we have a duplicate records in one table and there is no duplicates in the second table, so if you perform the different types of joins like inner join, left outer join, right outer join and full outer join, what will be the record count and what type of records we'll get tables. So first I'm going to perform inner join. If we perform the inner join, you can see here 3 records we got. So whatever the matching values in the both tables, those records only we are getting. So here 1 I got 2 records, for 1 I got 2 records, and for 2 I got 1 record. Why? Because in table 1 you can see here the occurrence for one value is twice, like 2 times it got occur, and in column 2 like in test 2 table the one value it got only one time, so 2 into 1 equal to 2. So but that's why it got 2 times in the output. For second value, I mean second record, for second value we got only one time occurrence, and here in table 2 we also got one time only. That's why 1 into 1 equal to 1, so the output it got only one record. If you perform the left outer join, same records whatever we got in inner join, those are same. And again, apart from this, we are going to get some other records also, like whatever there in the left side, all the values left table, all the left table values we got, and whatever not having matching in the right side table, those we got null. If you perform the right outer join, same thing. So 1 1 2 2 and 1 1, same inner join output, and also the 4, this is there in the right outer join. So normally right outer join means it will give all the values in the right table. If we have a matching in the left side table, then those values it will display. If it's not there, then it will give null value. So if you perform the full outer join, then the values which are there in the left table and right table, all values it will display. And if we don't have matching value in both sides, like if you see here, 3 is there in test 1 table, but it is not there in the test 2 table. So if we perform full outer join, so it will give the null value in the right side. And here you can see the for fourth value, we don't have a value in the column, I mean test 1 table, so that's why it's giving null. So the remaining everything, like matching records, like 1 1 2 2, these will be the same as inner join output. Now I'm going to explain another one more scenario also. Like if we have a duplicate values in both tables, like test 1 table and test 2 table, then if we perform the different types of joins, what will be the output and how many number of records we'll get. So for this I have added another one more value for 1. So in test 2 table, you can see, sorry, in test 1 table we have a data 1231, and in test 2 we have a data 1241. So this last record I have added now. So in both tables we have a duplicate. If we perform the inner join, then what will be the output? You can see here, we got 4 records for one value. Why? Because in table 1 it got occurred twice, in table 2 also it got occurred twice. So 2 into 2, so equals to 4. For one value we got 4 records, and in for second record, I mean second value record, only one time it got in output. Why? Because it occurred in table 1 one time, and in table 2 also one time. So 1 into 1 equals to 1, so one record it got occurred in the output. If you perform the left outer join, same like inner join output, and also the values which are remaining in the left side table, all values normally if it will display if we perform the left join. So 3 is remaining, so for this 3 there is no record in the right side table. So for because of that, null value, it got null value. Same thing if you perform the right outer join, the values which are coming in the inner join, those records, and also extra record like 4, the last one, like it is there in the right side table, the fourth record, but it is not there in the left side table. So the value is not there in the left side table, there is no matching, that's why it gave null value. If you perform the full outer join, same the records which we got for the inner join, those records, and also left join, we have um, remaining value 3, so that value it got displayed. And for that there is no matching value in the right side, so null value it got displayed. And in right side table we have 4 value left, only 4 value left, so the value it got displayed here. And here the matching value for this 4 is not there in the left side table test 1, so we got null value here. So if we perform the full outer join, whatever there in the both tables, it got displayed, but whatever we don't have a matching in both sides, those we got the nulls. Now I'm going to explain another one more scenario. Like I'm going to insert a null value in first table. So I'm going to add null. Yeah, it got successfully inserted. So in table 1 I have null value. In table 2 I don't have any null value. You can see here. Okay, I will execute both at a time. So we'll get query result 1, query result 2. So in query result 1 we have test 1 table data. So here you can see null value, and in table 2 we don't have any nulls. So if we perform the inner join, then what will be the output? So here you can see there is no null value is coming in the inner join. If you perform the left outer join, so null value is coming. So the values which are there in the left side, all values it got displayed, and we have null value also, right? So for that there is no value in the right side table, right? So it got normally it will give null if we don't have any matching value for the left side table. So that's why it's giving null. For same third element also, third value also, there is no value in the right side table, so it got null. If we perform the right outer join, same thing, vice versa. Like we don't have sorry normally we don't have any null value in the right side table, right? So all the values which are there in the right side table, it got displayed. And for fourth one, there is no null there is no value in the table, left side table, that's why we got null value. So if we perform the full outer join, then you can see in left side we have null value, right? So it got null again in the right side. And for the third value, same thing, like we have third value in the left side table, and we don't have any value in the right side table, that's why we got the null. Same thing for 4 also. In right side table we have 4 value, and we don't have any value in the left side table, that's why we got the null value here. But the specially what we have added, that null value, it is giving again null. So only one record we are getting for that specially added null value. But here we have to remember, like if we perform the inner join, if we have any null values, it won't get in the output. Now I'm going to add one more null value in the table 2 also. So I have added another one more null value in table 2 also. Like in table 1 we have one null value, and in table 2 also we have another null value. So this is the table 1 result, so we have null, and in table 2 also we have null. Now we perform the different types of joins on this. So if you see, for inner join we don't get any null value records here. In left outer join we got null for left side record. so there is no matching, right? So in right side it got displayed null. Same thing in right side also. For right side null record we got the values because we are performing the right outer join, right? So whatever the values is there in the right side table, for those values, if we have a matching in the left side table, then we got that values. And if we don't have any matching, then it will display the null. So it is not displayed the null value which is there in the left side, I mean null record which is there in the left side table. So only one record which is there in the right side table, that is it got displayed here. So if we perform the right outer join, I mean full outer join, then both records, like whatever there in the left side null record and whatever there in the right side null record, both it got displayed here.
Hi techies, in this video I'm gonna cover few more SQL join scenarios. These scenarios I got from LTM entry interview. So I already explained few of the SQL join scenarios in my previous videos, and I'll share those video links in this video description. If you wanna go through that also, just go through by using that link. And in this video, I'm gonna cover the scenario like if you see here, I have two tables, join sample 1 and join sample 2. If you see my data, ID column I have, so in that I have 1, 2, 1 and 3 null records. And in this join sample 2, I have um, ID column again and the same 1, 1, 2. These are the records and two null records I have. So if we perform join, different types of join like inner join, outer join, sorry, left join, right join, and full outer join. If we perform four joins on this, what is the output? And how many records we get if you perform different joins on this data? This is the question which I got from Informatica interview from LTM Mindtree. So um, I just wanna explain with inner join first. So if you see, this is the query. So I used only join means inner join. So if I click this, enter, then I got the output. If you see here in inner join, I got only the values. I didn't get the nulls. Okay. Why? Because in SQL and if, nulls means no data. For us, looking this as same, but from SQL side, this is not same, because if there is no data only, we in SQL we place nulls, right? So, and this means there is no data, it's not a value for SQL. And again, if you see, if we have duplicates, in first table we have ones two times, and in second table ones two times. So we got one records four times here, one 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 and one one. So why? Because means if we have um this one record, the first record in the first table is going to match with all records, all one records in the second table. So for the first record, it's going to give two records because we have two ones in the second table, and the third one record in the first table is going to match with the all one records in the second table, again two records. So 2 plus 2, it's 4 records as output. For shortcut, you have to use like how many occurrences for the value in the table. Suppose I have 1 in the first table 2 times, and the second table 1 occurs 2 times. So 2 into 2, it's equals to 4. This is the formula for shortcut way. Okay, so 4 1 records we got, right? Same thing, just apply for second record also in the first table. So we have two value only one time in the first table, and in the second table also only one time it occurs. So 1 into 1 equals to 1. So 2 2 one time only it got that record in the output. Okay, you got it right. So nulls are not similar for SQL. So it's not matched with two tables. Now I'm going to apply left join. So if you see for left join, we got all the inner join result and also three nulls. Because left side, whatever they left, that that record is gonna display in the left join. So all left side join, left side values it's gonna display. So if you see this nulls, it's occurred in the first table, left side table 3 times. So only it's given 3 null records. And now I'm going to perform the right join. See inner join result till here and two nulls because right side table it is having two nulls. So that is not matched with any of the value in the left side. So those null records it's giving here. So you understood right? So in SQL side, nulls are not similar values. If we have in the both tables also, it will not match. And now I'm going, I'm using MySQL database here. There is no full join option. Uh, in other databases, we have full outer join and full join, but in SQL, it's not existed. So if you are using some Oracle and other database, just try it in your end. But the output you will see if we perform the full outer join is like this, like all inner join result and null records you will see 5 times because left side 3 times, three null records we have, and and right side we have two null records, so that total 5 null records we are going to get in the full outer join. The common of inner join result and also 5 null records. You know, right? Full outer join means left side records and right side records, both all records it's going to give.
Hi guys, in this video I am going to cover few more SQL questions which they are asking in the Informatica interview. So the first question is display the employee ID and employee name, senior manager and senior manager name in the employee table. So the table is like this. Sorry. Uh, So my employee table will be like this. If you see what are the columns, we have employee ID, employee name and manager ID. So employee ID, for employee ID 101, the employee name will be Surya and the manager for him is manager ID is 10. So 10 is nothing but here you can see who is having the employee ID has 10, Srinu. So Srinu is the manager for Surya, and for him again another manager will be there. The for Srinu the manager will be Balaya. You see here manager ID for Srinu is 1 and the employee ID 1, his name is Balaya. So for Surya, Balaya is the senior manager. Manager is the senior manager. So now we need to display in our select query employee ID, employee name and his senior manager, his senior manager ID and senior manager name. So this is the result we need to get. For this we need to write the select query like this. Here you can see. So what I have done, first I am displaying employee ID, employee name. Okay, t1 dot employee ID and t1 dot employee name. And now manager ID, we don't need this manager ID. Now we need senior manager ID and senior manager name. So how we will get? So if you take this is the example for first record I am telling. So manager ID is 10. Now this I'm going to join, self join this manager ID. I'm going to join with employee ID. Okay, so if 10 is there in this employee ID, then I need to get manager ID. Okay, so this is the senior manager ID. So I'm going to display t2 dot manager ID. Okay, so you can see here first join I'm going to keep t1 dot manager ID equals to t2 dot employee ID. Here t1 and t2 is just I'm giving the aliases for employee table. So this is called self join. So I'm for the same table I'm just giving t1 and t2 aliases, and I'm keeping the join on same table, but t1 dot manager ID I'm in the first record. Okay, this manager ID I'm going to join with employee ID. Okay, if it's found, then it will return manager ID. I'm just displaying this senior manager ID, t2 dot manager ID. And then again I need senior manager name also. Okay, I got senior manager ID. Now again I'm going to join t2 dot manager ID with t3 dot employee ID. Again another join. You can see here I'm taking another alias t3. So just I'm going to join again t2 dot manager ID equals to t3 dot employee ID. If it is there, then this condition is satisfied. If the 1 equals to 1, then I'm just displaying t3 dot employee name. Here you can see in select query I'm just writing in select t3 dot employee name. Okay, yeah, this is the query you need to follow, okay, to display the senior manager names. I'm just running this one. So the output will be like this. You can see employee ID, employee name, and the first record you can see 101 Surya. For him who is the manager, senior manager, ID will be 1 and the Balaya. Correct, right? So the output will be correct. Like this for all the records which are having senior managers, for the all the employees who is having the senior managers, those records is going to display. If they don't have any senior manager, then they are not, it's not going to display here. For Balaya is the senior manager, and for him there is no senior manager because he is only the senior manager. So that's why it's not repeating here. I mean it is not giving the output of Balaya here. Okay, just Balaya record because he don't have any senior manager. The next question is I have a sales table like this. So I have employee ID, commission date and amount. These are the fields in this table. And now what we have to display top 2 commission getting employees in a particular month and in a particular calendar year. Okay, so we need to display top 2 commission getting employees in month and year wise. Okay, so this is the data, right? So first what I will do means I will write one select query um, to getting this employee ID, and in this commission date just only the month and year, because we don't require the date, because they are only asking based on the month and year. Okay, and amount. So this is the select query I have written. um, so I'm giving for the select query alias is a. So I'll just sorry, um, I'll just select this query and I will show you what is the output. So see this employee ID and month and year, because I'm just taking here the logic is like in 2char I'm just passing the commission date column, and in that I'm just only selecting month and year. So I'm giving that result name column name as month and year. So same thing it is displaying in this output month and year, and same amount also I'm taking from sales. So only in this query the change is this part. I'm just taking only month and year from the commission date. I'm eliminating the date. And now on this query I'm keeping another one more query to get the count. Like I'm selecting all the fields in this below query, and I'm keeping one more count column here. So count is nothing but I'm taking row num function, and in that over partition by I'm giving month and year, because we required month and year wise employee names who are getting um, top 2 commissions. Okay, so here amount I'm taking commission amount because we need top 2 amounts, right? So I'm just keeping in DESE, so it will display in highest amount in first for that particular month and year. Likewise it is in descending order, um, it will show the results for amount. So I will execute this one also, so that you can understand what these two inner queries will give. So you can see employee ID, month and year, and the amount and the count. Count is nothing but row num. Instead of row number you can use the rank also. And here you can see how it is giving. It is giving monthly wise. So first amount is displaying in the descending order. So 2000 for this August and 2020. um, in for these are the till here, um, 3000. So till here this is the results, I mean amounts of August 2020 year. And for these you can see amounts we are getting in the descending order, and the counts it is giving 1 2 3 4 5 6. And for June 2020, these only two records we have. So these two employees, see again the salary is in descending order, 3 highest will be first. So and again the count they are we are getting again from starting 1 2. Okay, and again for this is because of we given the partition by here in month and year. So because of that again it is giving the count for every month and every year. Okay, so again 1 to it is giving, so likewise it will display, but we need only top 2 commission getting employee names. So here I'm just giving the filter b dot count less than or equals to 2. So only less than or equals to 2, I mean 1 2 top 2 records we used to get. If you, so you can see here for August 2020 top 2, and 2020 and June 2020 top 2, and September 2020 top 2. So like this we have to write the query. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any comments, please mention in the comment box. In this video I'm going to explain how to get the first and last record of a table. This is very most important Informatica interview question. Why I'm saying this is most important for Informatica interview means this is SQL question only, but the thing is if you go for any Informatica interview, then the interviewer mostly touches the concepts of data warehouse, SQL and Informatica. Then sometimes they will ask unique questions also. That's why I'm just giving the important questions on overall overall concepts, all the technologies like SQL, Unix, data warehouse and Informatica. So this is one of the most important SQL Informatica interview question. So in this video I also going to cover another Informatica interview question, nothing but SQL only. So what is the difference between union and union all set operators? So this is one of the most another Informatica interview question which I have faced many times if I go any interview. So now you can see my screen, right? So here the first select query which I have written, which I have highlighted here, this is for to get the first record of a table. Okay, so how I am writing this one, select star from table name where row num equals to 1. So if you perform select star from table name it will gives all the values of all the records of your table, all the records of your table, in which way we have inserted, in that same way it will display. Okay, so we are not performing any group by or order by to change the order, or we are not performing any filter conditions to change order or to skip the order, sorry, to skip the records. Nothing we are doing, just we are performing select a star from table name. So whatever the records there in the your table, same records it will display, in which order we have inserted in the table, in the same order it will display. Okay, next I'm adding the filter where row num equals to 1. This row num is one of the pseudo column. Internally database it will operate, it will create this a column for every result set of a select statement. Every result set of a select statement, internally database only it will create this column, and it will give the sequence for every record. Okay, it will store the sequence of every record of a select statement. So if I have a table, in the table I have 20 records, then if I performing select a star from table name, then it will gives the 20 records, right? So for the 20 records it will give the row num value, it will stores the sequence for every record. No, this column, if suppose I have a first record in my select statement, for that select statement the first record it will give row num equals to 1. And if for second record it will give row num equals to 2, and for third record it will give row num equals to 3. Likewise, how many records we have? 20 records. For this 20 records it will give sequence incrementing by 1 for every record. Okay, so I am selecting here row num equals to 1, so it will give the first record of a table. The first record of a table it will display. Now I want the last record of a table. How I am going to do? So I have written one select subquery. Here you can see select star from table name, order by row num DESC. So here I am just giving row num value in descending order. Okay, if suppose I have a 20 records, means the last record we want to display first. Okay, so likewise last second record it will display as a second record in this result set, in this select query. And the third last, I mean from last to third record it will display as a third record in this select query, because we are just reversing the order. Last record it will display first, and the next last record it will display as a second record. The next last the record it will display as a third record. Likewise we are just changing the order. I mean we are just giving in descending order the row num value, so it will display in likewise from last to first. After that I'm just I'm passing these results. I mean after we are reversing this record order, I'm just passing this select query result to another select query. So what it will do, it just taken this records and it will display, but I have given the filter like where row num equals to 1. Again it will take the first record of that result set, is nothing but the last record we'll get uh, in this subquery as a first record, right? So the last record will be the first record if you perform this subquery select statement. So in that it will go to pick first record, because we are giving row num equals to 1. So for this select statement again it will whatever the results we get, for that
again it will give the row num value from 1 to 20. So the last record row num value will be 1 now. So we'll get the last record here if you perform this both subquery and main query. If you perform both select statements, if you query the both select statements, main and subquery, then we'll get the last record of a table. Now what I am doing, I need both records, first and last record we have to display. So I am performing union all operator. This is one of the set operator in Oracle, and union, no, this what it will do means, first I'll explain union all. What it will do means, it just gives the whatever the results which we got in the first select query, that result it is combining with the second select query result. So it will just merge the both query results, both the first and second query results it will display. But if we use union, if we use instead of union all, what it will do, it will first, what it will do, the first whatever we got this result for first select statement, that that result set, it is just going to combine with the second result set of a records. Okay, so it will just combine it, and then internally database what it will do, it performs the sorting on both result sets. So what will happen, if suppose in first result set I have a record with value 1, and in second record also I have a, sorry, in second result set also I have a record with the same value 1. These two are duplicate records, right? So if you perform the sorting, it will get next, I mean both will get one by one, right? If suppose the first record it is having the duplicates in the second result set, then it will display in the second row, right? Second record as a second record. So it will check like the first record is same with the next record of that record. Okay, if I have a first record, then it will just check with the next record, is it duplicate record or not, because we are performing sorting, right? So if you perform the sorting, if we have any duplicates, it will come one by one. So next record, if it is a duplicate one, it just ignore the second record, and again it will just check the third record. Okay, if it's not a duplicate one, then it will just removes I mean, if it's not duplicate one, then it will display the third record, and again the third record, whatever there, that is again it will just check with the next record. No, because it is not a duplicate record, right? So the third record is not duplicate, second record is duplicate, so it will just ignore it. And next, if it's not a duplicate record, then the third record it will take, and it will compare with the next record, the fourth record. So if fourth record is duplicate one, then it will ignore, and it will go and check with the fifth record. If fifth record is also, if fifth record is also a duplicate one, then it will ignore it, and it will go for the sixth record. So the comparison is between third and sixth record. Now the sixth record is not a duplicate. Okay, then it will display the third record, and next it comes to the sixth record, and sixth record it is going to perform again comparison for next record. The sixth record it is going to compare with the again seventh record. If seventh record is not a duplicate record, just then it will display the sixth record, and it will compare the second record with again with the eighth record. No, eighth record is duplicated one, then it will skip the eighth record, and it will display seventh record. Sorry, it will skip the eighth record, and it will go for the check with ninth record. If ninth record is duplicated one, then it will skip the ninth one also. It will go for comparison with again tenth one. If tenth one is not duplicated one, then
it will display the 6th record, and it will go for the 10th record, and it will check with remaining, likewise next. Likewise it will display the result set. So what it at at the end, what will get, the duplicated records it will remove. Just one time it will display. If we have a duplicate records also, it will just display one time. It will get only unique values. It will not I mean it will not just display the uh, non-duplicated records. It will just display the duplicated records also, but if we have a multiple times, it just display one time only. Okay, this is the most important SQL Informatica interview question. Please remember it. The main difference between union and union all is, if you perform union all, then it will display the all the result sets of both queries, but it will not remove the duplicate records. If we have, it will just display as it is how many times we get the duplicated records in both result sets, that many times it will display it. But when you use union, it just display all the records, but if we have any duplicated records, it just display only one time. It will not display how many times it occurs in result sets. Got it? It will display the duplicate values but one time. And if you want to perform same thing in Informatica, how you will do? We have a union transformation. If you want to use union transformation, then what it will do, it just perform like union all. It will just perform like union all by default if you use union transformation in Informatica. If you want to perform union all, if you want to perform union operator in Informatica, like same how we are doing here in database, same wise if you want to get the records for union, then how you have to do is, you have to select the distinct option in union transformation in Informatica. There will be an option will be there in union transformation properties. So if you select that distinct option, then it will perform as like union in database.